You know those words we use all the time? The super simple ones we don't even think about. Well, what if I told you that one of those words could unlock a door to this huge, fascinating system for communicating with anyone in the world? Today, that's exactly what we're going to do.
So let's just jump right in. What makes a word simple? I mean, really, is it the spelling, the sound, the meaning? You'd think it's an easy question, right? But maybe not. As you're about to find out, simple can be surprisingly complicated.
All right, let's grab a word to work with. How about berry? Yeah, that feels simple. It's short, everyone knows it, and you immediately picture something, right? A little red fruit. Seems like a perfect place to start.
Okay, a seemingly simple word. Let's break down what we know about berry. Let's just put this word under a microscope for a second. What are the basic things we can figure out just by glancing at its dictionary page?
Okay, so the definition is about as straightforward as it gets. A small, round fruit that grows on some plants and trees. Yep, no confusion there. It's clean, it's clear. You could tell that to literally anyone on the planet, and they'd probably get the idea right away. And check out how it's used in a sentence. The tree had bright red berries growing on it. I mean, you can see that in your head, can't you? It just works. It's a perfect example of a simple word doing its job. No fuss. But hang on a second. Here's where it gets a little tricky. Our simple little word has a twin, a tricky twin. It sounds exactly the same as bury, to put something in the ground. Same sound, totally different meaning. And that's our first hint that maybe things aren't quite as simple as they seem. Right, on to our next section, a curious clue. There's something else hidden on this page. See, it's not just the tricky twin. If you really dig into the source material for this word, past the obvious stuff, there's this little note. It's super easy to miss, but it's there. And this little note, it's way more than just a fun fact. It's a clue that points to a much, much bigger idea. It's like a little breadcrumb telling us that our word, berry, isn't just floating out there on its own. Nope. It's part of a huge, organized system. And here it is. It says, bury is on the basic English 850 list. Wait, what? The what list? Okay, that one little sentence changes everything. Suddenly, bury isn't just a word anymore. It's a hand-picked piece of a much bigger puzzle, part of some kind of designed language. So, the 850 word list. What exactly is basic English? That little clue just blew this whole thing wide open. We're not just looking at one word now. We're diving into this whole concept called basic English. So let's figure out what that is.
The whole thing boils down to this one number, 850. That's it. Think about that. The full English language as, what, hundreds of thousands of words? But this is a core set of just 850.
So what is it? Well, basic English is basically a stripped-down, simplified version of English. It was designed specifically for international communication, to be a super easy-to-learn language for anyone, anywhere. And our little word, berry, it made the cut. It was handpicked to be one of those 850 essential building blocks.
Okay, this brings up a pretty big question. Why simplicity matters? What's the goal of a smaller vocabulary? I mean, it sounds kind of limiting, right?
Well, the reasons are actually super practical. The whole purpose of basic English is, 1, to create a language that's just easy to learn for beginners. 2, to help people from totally different cultures communicate clearly. And 3, it acts as a great foundation, like a launch pad, for learning the full English language later on. So you see, it's not really about limiting what you can say. It's actually about maximizing clarity. The whole idea is to give people the most powerful, useful words so they can communicate clearly with a really small, simple toolkit. Right, so let's talk about the language toolkit and how 850 words can build big ideas. Well, here's the key. You have to stop thinking of it as a tiny dictionary. Instead, think of it as a complete toolkit. Every single word in there was chosen because of how useful it is and how well it works with all the other words to build ideas. And this toolkit has everything you need. It's got the foundational nouns, like our friend Barry, to name all the stuff in the world. It's got the must-have verbs for actions. It's got core words to describe things, and of course, all the little connecting words to glue it all together. It's a complete set. And isn't that cool? From a single berry, we discovered a whole universal language. I mean, think about it. We started with one of the simplest words you can imagine, And just by following this one little clue, we stumbled upon this massive, incredible system designed to help the entire world communicate. It really gets you thinking, doesn't it? If what we really want is just to understand each other, maybe less is more. So I'll leave you with this thought to chew on. What's a really big idea that you could explain with just 850 words?